Sadie Sink, said to be Jean Grey. They've been saying it for a while now, you know. In Spider-Man Brand New Day. So maybe it's closer to that. You know, the idea of making her the real Mary Jane. It wasn't going to happen. Yeah. Even though, hey, she looks like Mary Jane. But, you know, I guess not. Yeah. Anyway. Wait a minute. That's the Stranger Things girl. Which is odd because she's the one who doesn't have the mind powers. But if she's Jean Grey, she's going to have the mind powers. I don't guess she'll get a bloody nose, though. Or shave her head. But anyway, a new rumor says Sadie Sink is set to play Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day, meaning Marvel may introduce the X-Men through Tom Holland's next film before they fully arrive in Avengers Doomsday. Well, it stands to reason, because Spider-Man's the only thing they got going. You know, it's the one hope they have. And that they're going to feel that the end credits are going to be a movie unto themselves, probably at this point. And that's just what they're going to do. That's what I think. Yeah. So will she be an integral part of the movie? He'll meet her a couple of times, and then later it's revealed in the end credits that she's a mutant, or she receives the message from Professor X, and maybe we don't see him, but she hears his voice because, I don't know, had they, you know, who will they get to play the new Professor X? It's not going to be Patrick Stewart, okay? I mean, that's done, but, well, I don't know. Or she'll be called to the Doomsday thing, just like Spider-Man. See, I'm guessing the end credits is definitely going to involve, if not both, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, one of them. And he says, come on, man, with something else going down. And then he's got to go through the portal, and off you go into a time warp shenanigans again, you know. Something like that. But anyway, Spider-Man is really their last hero standing. I mean, if they want to, and it keeps going back, will Deadpool and Wolverine be involved or not? I mean, it would be stupid not to, but apparently they haven't finalized the contract, so they probably shot footage, but they don't know if they can use it or not yet. Good Lord. But anyway, the scoop comes from Josh. Something's going wrong. I can't speak anymore. Josh of Den of Nerds on X, who wrote, Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, and the scoopers that say she isn't are wrong. All right, Josh added, Marvel is lying to people about Sadie just like they lied to Jeff Snyder when he had the RDJ Doctor Doom thing before everyone. The truth will come out, though. Update. Josh adds that Harris Dickinson could be Cyclops. Good Lord, I don't even know who that is. If the Sadie Sink rumor is real, Marvel may be positioning Spider-Man Brand New Day as the quiet lead-in to the MCU's full-scale mutant debut coming following Avengers Secret Wars. The Fox X-Men are already confirmed to appear in Avengers Doomsday, which arrives just a few months after Brand New Day. Doomsday will feature the classic Fox-era lineup, including characters like Professor X, Magneto, Beast, Cyclops, and the rest of the iconic team. Wolverine? No Wolverine? With Brand New Day hitting theaters on July 31st, 2026, and Doomsday releasing December 18th, 2026, the timeline lines up perfectly for Peter Parker's next movie to plant the seeds of the mutant storyline before Marvel blows the doors off with the multiversal crossover. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, several theories immediately make sense. She could be playing a variant Jean Grey, allowing Marvel to bring in a younger version who can exist in the MCU long term while still keeping the Fox gene intact for Doom. Well, yeah. See, I don't think she's not from the Fox realm. You know? She's probably the mutant. They've already, I mean, you know, they did it on the Kamala Khan series and all that. Oh, she's a mutant. They just keep making stuff up about that character. She's originally one of the Inhumans and all that. And the lead up in the series, you can see elements of that being put in place, but they just decided to rewrite it at the ending. So the idea that there's mutants existing in the MCU already is not that far-fetched, and so Jean Grey would be that. But after Doomsday and Secret Wars, the whole thing's going to be retconned so much that none of that will matter anymore. And then after that's done, you go into your X-Men movies, and then she'll be that Jean Grey for this newly formed universe that survives this multiversal conflict, you know. And the Fox ones, well, yeah, they're done. They're done. Anyway, another possibility is that Marvel may introduce the main MCU Jean Grey directly through Spider-Man, using her appearance to tie Peter into the mutant storyline early. Yeah, sure. There's also the angle that Sync's Jean could be the MCU's second mutant. Oh, I see. I didn't read the article before I did this. You know, time constraints and all. Kamala Khan, even though that status is murky after Feige's post-Endgame failure that is rumored to be erased. Yeah, that's another thing, that they're just going to pretty much all the movies except for probably Spider-Man's movie will have never happened post-Endgame. And they might as well, you know. Regardless, introducing Jean in a Spider-Man film instantly pulls Peter into a storyline much bigger than street-level crime, connecting him to the MCU's mutant future. In an alternate universe, Peter and MJ, who might be a mutant daughter, May Parker, who is also rumored to be played by Sync. So a flashback of young May? Oh, you mean the daughter? Well, he can't be making out with her then. So there's Spider-Man in the comics kissing Jean Grey, and Professor X is like, oh my God, that's terrible. So he had to smash out the window because, well, that's kind of an assault, isn't it? But she seems all giggle tee-hee. Anyways, Spider-Man and Jean Grey actually share some notable comic book history, even if they were never a long-term pairing. Their earliest interactions date back to the 1970s in the issues of Marvel Team Up, where the two fought alongside the original X-Men. One of their first team-ups even had Peter kiss Jean before swinging away. They also fought cosmic threats together in later issues, with Jean often portrayed as one of the most powerful members of the group. Years later, Spider-Man taught at the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, putting him directly inside the X-Men world and interacting with characters tied to Jean's legacy. So while the two aren't traditionally linked as a duo, Marvel introducing them together on screen wouldn't be unprecedented. Yeah, but it's probably like a brief thing. It's not a full-on supporting character in the overall plot of the film, you know? It's just one of these teasing things they do for later films, which they've been doing for years now, you know? So anyway, Spider-Man Brand New Day is set to release July 31st, 2086. The film is directed by that guy. The script's by that guy. It's produced by these people. Tom Holland's back. The movie features all these other people. And Sadie Sink is among the actors with undisclosed roles. And it's looking more likely it's Jean Grey. Yeah. But they did mention someone to be Cyclops. They sure did. And oh, here's the link. Harris Dickinson rumored to be the MCU's Cyclops in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So good Lord, is he going to show up in there too? A new rumor adds even more fuel to Marvel's mutant plans, as English actor Harris Dickinson is now said to be the studio's pick for Cyclops. The buzz once again comes from Josh of Den of Nerds, who pointed out that Jeff Snyder first reported Dickinson was being eyed for the MCU's rebooted X-Men lineup. Weeks later, insider Daniel RPK mentioned that Marvel was searching for a Harris Dickinson type for Spider-Man Brand New Day. But eventually they must have thought, well, let's just get Harris anyway. Josh summed up the obvious connection with Do I have to spell this out for you? You mean he's the guy? They're not looking for a type. They're looking to get him to put the goggles on, you know? If Dickinson is indeed playing Cyclops, it suggests Marvel may introduce multiple young X-Men through Tom Holland's next movie before rolling them into the reboot following Secret Wars. With Sadie Sink rumored to be Jean Grey, Spider-Man Brand New Day may become the MCU's first major step into its full mutant era. So, if this is the case, he's already been cast, huh? Because the movie's coming out in July. So if he's in Spider-Man, I mean, if they're looking at him to be Cyclops later on in Secret Wars and then, of course, the X-Men movie, okay. But if he's supposed to also have an appearance in Spider-Man, even a brief one, they should have this locked down already. Probably already shot his scene. Anyway, the timing lines up with Marvel's larger reset strategy, positioning these younger versions of the characters as the long-term faces of the X-Men going forward. A while ago, we were even told Henry Cavill is being eyed as the MCU's Wolverine. Well, other than Hugh Jackman, he's the only other actor to ever portray the character, albeit very briefly in the Deadpool film. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. The casting rumors indicate Marvel is leaning toward a younger, grounded team rather than older variants, contrasting with the Fox-era characters set to appear in Doomsday. Yeah, it's a final goodbye and a transition type thing, and then they do their reboot. I mean, odds are this might be Tom Holland's last out as Spider-Man, you know? So you're going to get new Spider-Man, and I think they're going to go heavy on X-Men for a while before they introduce new Spider-Man, new Captain America, new Iron Man, all that type of stuff. You know, it's a way to do it. If they hadn't messed things up so badly, the brand would be much healthier to do something like this. Because, yeah, the actors age out of their roles. Yeah. So anyway, Dickinson fits the traditional Cyclops profile and could lead the MCU's new X-Men into the post-Secret Wars era. With Brand New Day arriving months before Doomsday, the movie may quietly establish the foundation of Marvel's reset mutant lineup. So once again, there it gets released in July. Here's all the people involved. And, well, this could be the new face of Cyclops. Well, I don't think he's going to look like that. Maybe like this, but with his glasses on because he can't control his laser eyes. And, yeah, he'll probably look more like this guy. Yeah. Oh, wait. Is that the other guy who played him? Well, he'll have a suit that kind of you know the deal. So, I don't know. Kind of lines up, doesn't it? So, he's probably Cyclops.